Going back to the idea of focusing on solutions and not wallowing in, well, I can't do this or whatever. Let's say there is a regime change. And you can just tell that the relationship that was once there, the fit, the culture of that place has changed, and maybe you're not a fit anymore. How can someone find a solution in that instead of wallowing in, well, they don't want me, and I'm going to feel bad about myself?
It's to keep track of where that initial person was. Where did he or she go? Because they are going to have an influence. Their mindset, their preferences and genres or whatever are going to be going to another production company or another agency or another network or whatever. Find out where that other person goes.
Interesting. Okay.
And you could send a little thing out. Congratulations on your new home at such and such. You know, I really enjoyed working with you, and I'm sorry that I'm sorry to hear that you will no longer be at such and such, but I'm really happy that you're at this new position, and I think that helps.
Interesting.
Kind of keeps the relationship going.
Okay, that's a great way. So the solution is then you find the place where you were a fit and the person that you did sort of work well with, and you just say hello, see that you've moved on, congratulations on the new job. And instead of trying to beat your head against a wall and say, they don't want me anymore.
You got to try not to take it personally.
Okay, right.
Because like I said, there's 1,000 scripts that come to the studios every month. Those are scripts that all come from agents and producers and entertainment attorneys, which is, by the way, is another way if you want to hire an entertainment attorney, it's costly, but a lot of people will sometimes do that.
But in all aspects of the business here, it seems like groups change. There's a lot of people, they move from one position to another, and that can really make or break how easy it is for someone to continue a relationship and the opportunities there. It just could be as simple thing as they don't really know you, and they already have people in place that they do know. And so instead of letting that stop you, finding those people and where they go. That's a great suggestion.
I mean, it's so funny because the industry, the entertainment industry, is mimicking corporate stuff that we grew up with. I mean, a lot of people, their parents worked for the same company their whole life. You don't do that. It's the same thing. People used to work for studios. That was all they only worked at one studio or maybe two studios. It's not like that anymore. And besides that, it used to be like, that was kind of frowned on, that if you were jumping around from job to job, you know. And I remember my parents, they were kind of concerned, well, you're not at Disney and now you're over at Island and now you're over at Paramount. What's going on? You know, how are you ever going to, you know, are you going to find a home? You know, are you going to find a company you want to work with? And I said, it's not that I don't want to, but, you know, their needs and my needs change. And so sometimes, you know, if you're not a good fit, you're not a good fit. That's one thing is that and that's actually one of the reasons why I decided to leave the corporate end of things, rather than to work in the studio system, because that wasn't what I liked to do. My goal was not to run a studio. When I was doing it, it was because I enjoyed working with writers. And the further up the ladder you get, the less you're working with the writers. You're then having to work with more with the agents and the producers and and I loved working with the writers. That really always has been my favorite thing to do, and the thing that I think where my strengths shine through. So becoming a consultant was a no-brainer for me.